Right, here you can see we have a Centurion CP84 switch mode power supply. It's quite old. You can see the LED is lit there, but nothing is going to the controller card. That's just a test one. So don't be confused. A light on the power supply does not mean you have voltage coming out to your controller card. So right, what we have here, got a brand new power supply. Client is using a lithium battery. We had to adjust the battery charging voltage up to 14.2 volts, 20 volts. Right. Alright guys, just have a look here. This is a normal lead acid battery. That is a lithium ion battery. If you look at them, you'll see that the lead acid battery terminals are much smaller compared to the lithium batteries. So what they do is when they sell you a lithium battery, not all of them, they sell you connectors that comes with it. So these connectors are basically just a connector that fits onto a smaller brass bracket. That's just a point of failure, so we don't use them. So your normal battery lead has got these small brass connectors and they fit onto a normal lead acid battery. But then when you want to fit it onto a lithium battery, it's too small, it doesn't work. So you get these adapters and then you connect the battery terminal onto that. But that's just another failing point. So the best is just to solder a brass lug on that fits onto a lithium battery. Right, as you can see, new brass lugs have been soldered on. So now you don't have any connection point problems or double connections onto the battery system. Right guys, we see a lot of common mistakes. What clients do is they turn the battery around, put the battery lead wires onto the battery. And what happens most of the time is when the gate motor cover is fitted back onto it, they accidentally bump the leads off the battery. Then it doesn't work again. So the best, keep your battery leads on the inside, like there. You've got no risk that it will be ripped off from the sides. Battery wires are good. Just want you to have a look. You can see new brass clamps are on. You've only got now one connection point. You don't have a failure. If you look at these old brass connectors or tin plated brass connector, they are discoloring, which means is you don't have a pure connection. Right, again, your DOS, make sure it's clean. You can see what looks to be like a cockroach or something, because that's just going to give you troubles. Right, make sure your DOS disk is clean. All of those things are clean and in order. Then your gate motor should be good to go for another 9 years. Right, last but not least, gate motor dipstick. You can see the oil level is fine there. You just clean it off, and then we can just check it again. Right, there you can see dipstick is clean. Oops, alright. There's a slot just underneath the battery, so what you do is you put it in, press it down to the bottom like that, then pull it out, then turn it. There you can see the oil level of the gearbox is fine. If it's overfilled, oil is going to leak onto the DOS disc. But there you can see it's all good. So that's 100%. You can now fit everything back and just check the rest. Alright, just make sure that your gate motor pinion gear and the steel rack clearances are correct. So if you move the gate forwards and backwards, you'll have a faint clicking sound. Then make sure that there's no obstructions in the gate closing brackets like we have here. Right, if you look at from this side, you can see this guide bracket has got enough spacing for the gate system, but this anti-lift bracket is being wedged in here, and when the gate opens you can hear it, it's struggling. Okay, maak weer my toe. Right. Okay, maak hom weer oop. So you can hear that, so we'll adjust that. Right guys, so what we've done is we've cut the anti-lift bracket off that was quite skew. We basically just welded it back in position, and we painted it primer paint to prevent it from catching and rusting. So there you can see. Right guys, we're done with the repairs on the Centurion D5 Evo. Power supply was worn out, so we just fitted a new one. But there you can see it's running smoothly. The only thing that we might need to do is when the gate closes, it closes into the bracket and it's causing a rubbing action there. Waiting for the gate to close, and I'll show you it doesn't catch there anymore any point in time. So there you can see the spacing between the two, and if I move the gate to the sides, so there's absolutely no pinching on it anymore, and that's just what you want.